Hi, it's Dan here from Flexxable, and today I want to talk to you a little bit more about database reactivation using AI and ChatGPT. Let's dive in. As an agency owner and having a community of agency owners, the mistake we often make is always trying to generate cold leads for ourselves and for our clients. And this is usually a big mistake, all right? And it kind of is that way because, you know, the rise of Facebook ads and Google ads and YouTube ads and all this type of stuff. It's kind of sexy and it's fun to be able to get some creatives up, get some leads, see those leads coming through and sending them onto your clients, all right? But, you know, from experience, it's hard. It's hard to break even on the front end with cold traffic for any offer. I don't care if you're driving traffic to sell an info course or whether you're doing it for a solar company or a mortgage company or a claims company. I've worked in all of these industries and I've seen what happens, you know. It works really well. You start getting a great ROI, then Christmas hits or Black Friday and you're spending money and, you know, it's expensive and it just gets too expensive and you start losing money. Overall, generally on the front end, the rule of thumb is that things will break even, okay? And it's same if you're doing kind of pay-per-lead and stuff like that, unless you are able to kind of add to what you're doing and really try and look deeper into profit margins and what's working and what isn't for your client, etc. I'm not going to get into that today, right? But one of the big things that I would like to touch on is that there's never been a better time to get your hands on a client asset, okay? And this is an asset that your client usually doesn't even know is an asset. If they're a medium-sized business or a small business, you know, large businesses usually kind of follow up and stuff like that. But most of the time, the small and medium businesses are really terrible at following up with their leads, right? It's almost like, okay, we've got our cold leads in. We converted them pretty well. Let's buy another batch. Let's buy another batch, okay? But if you're able to use their asset, there could be a roofer out there that's been operating for 20 years and has a database of 10,000 people. They might have 1,000 customers that they haven't reached out to before. They're just focused on getting more cold leads, cold traffic. When you reach out to these clients and ask them to hand over their database, they're like, I'm not going to do that. GDPR, you know, this is my database. I've paid for it. I don't want you to annoy them. You know, it's really difficult to do, okay? But what I've seen recently with the rise of ChatGPT is that we're able to use this as a tool to be able to get in front of our prospects and kind of slide under the radar. Instead of asking for their database, you can kind of ask them a question. And you should try this, by the way. Have you got any, and try this exact line, have you got any unconverted leads that we can feed to ChatGPT to book them into an appointment? All right, that's probably all you need to do, or a variation of that. It didn't exactly roll off the tongue, but something along those lines. And what you'll find is that's a very different proposition to, can we have your database? All right, do you have any unconverted leads? So what will happen then is they'll probably say yes, and how does this work? And then you'll need a demo to be able to show them how this works. Okay, and it just so happens I've got training on how to do this. It's free, 100% free. All you have to do, there'll be a link below. We call it our Any Niche Sales Android, and you can have a play with it below before you install it or whatever that is. But you know, use it if you can. That's totally up to you. All right, so once the client tries it and is impressed with it, then all you have to do is ask for a CSV file of their old leads. If you can get the 1,000 leads that are their old clients, even better, right? But even if it's the leads that haven't converted, grab them into your CRM, attach AI and ChatGPT to your CRM, which can be done in most CRMs, and send a hand raiser. I call them a hand raiser, okay? These hand raisers are super simple. You might have heard of Dean Jackson's 9-word email. Well, you can do this via 9-word text now, okay? That's the new best way of doing things, okay? Because text messages, they get delivered to everyone. And when phone pings, you generally look at the phone and kind of respond to it, okay? So you can get ChatGPT to qualify. You can have qualifying questions in there, and then you can book them straight to an appointment afterwards. And from my experience, if you send 1,000 SMSs out, you're going to get at least 100 replies. Okay, so for high-ticket companies like solar or roofing or mortgage or whatever it is, okay, you only need 2 or 3 sales from those 1,000 people, which is so easy to do. for your client to be blown away by it, okay? And the good thing is that it's not a one and done deal, okay? You can send an SMS out that says, are you still looking for solar panels, ? And the next one can be to the database of people who have solar, and you can ask if they've got a battery, or you can send a summer special savings one out. It just goes on and on and on and on, okay? This is, trust me, a whole business model in itself. The reason I know this works so well is because I've been doing it for years with my own database, okay? If you're on my database, you'll see that I send SMSs out. You'll see that I send emails. You'll see that I'll be helping people and making offers continually, okay? And if you're able to take this mindset and offer this to your clients and get good at it, then there's so much money to be made without spending a single dime, single penny on cold ads, okay? Zero risk for you. You can sleep at night a lot better, and you can be the hero to your client, okay? I hope you've enjoyed this video today. As I said, there's a link below in the description where you can try out this cold traffic appointment setting bot, which works 24/7, 365, by the way. Have a play with it, see what you think. Otherwise, please subscribe to this channel if you've enjoyed this video today. Comment if you've got any questions, and give us a thumbs up so we know to create more videos like this. I'll speak to you soon.